I'm on the wrong microphone. There. I think we should be there. I think we should be good. Hi, everyone. Hi, Pam. Excuse me. We're on Mondays. Feels the same, different day. Feels the same, different day. I'm so excited. You know what? Changing over to Monday has been something that I've been back and forth on. Again, these routines have been made 8 years ago, right? And so much has changed. My family dynamic has changed, my routine, my day-to-day demands. And so really been feeling like that these weekends have been going so fast, so fast. And really just was feeling the squeeze. So I'm so excited to be here on Monday with you. This is going to be our new routine. I know I'm a little bit early today. Usually it is. I aim for 6. Sometimes I'm a little bit before. Sometimes I'm a little bit after. But 6 is always kind of like the goal. Hi, come on in. Hello, hello. I am excited to be here. I'm excited that it's December. I'm excited that I'm caught up. So much has been going on. But we got the house cleaned and the house decorated and all things just in time for Elfie. Just in time for Elfie to return on Saturday. Hard to believe that this is where we're at. This year has just been so fast. Can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make sure that you can hear me okay. It has been one of the wildest rides and still giving us those lessons. You may have noticed that we're kind of in this season because there's still 5 planets in retrograde, that it's kind of kicking up these lessons that are coming in, even from inner child, even from way back when, where we first may have experienced our light being stifled, our light being dimmed. And so we're still expanding. I feel like for the majority of us, it is a little bit more comfortable. Okay, thank you guys. A little bit more comfortable than earlier in the year, but it's still taking a lot of time and intention. And there's still this very kind of proceeding with caution, proceeding not with caution, proceeding with intention. They just corrected me. Proceeding with intention as we move forward, as we want to wrap up 2024, as we reflect and take what the lessons and the triumphs and the struggles that it brought in preparation for 2025. And so, very retrospective month. I am going to take a guess and say the cards will probably reflect that. But if you're still kind of finding yourself still looking for that footing, you're not alone. That's 2024 for us, isn't it? Isn't it? And hey, you may even still get a curveball coming in because that is so 2024. It really, really is. I do have one final event. For 2024, which is in Sydney, Nova Scotia. I will be in person doing a Messages from Spirit live December 13th. So I'm so excited for that. Tickets are available on my website, angelamaclellan.com. I have also been taking a lot of time, a lot of stillness, a lot of time of going within, and I'm really feeling this direction of simplicity coming into the new year, connected to my career, connected to my work. And so I do have an existing date for Sydney for June of 2025. And I think that I will do the December and then take a break from doing in-person live events for the first 6 months of 2025 and just focus on classes. I know some people are going to be so excited. We're going to focus on classes. We're going to focus on one-on-one mentoring. We're going to focus on private sessions because there is very much this kind of quaint, quiet connection that has really been ringing in my head. So I'm really excited for that. So if you want to get out to the event, there's one left, right? December 13th in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Tickets available over at angelamaclellan.com. I will be there. I'm so excited. And I'm excited for the new year, and I'm excited for everything that's coming through. We're just starting the final group of the breakdowns, the 12-month breakdowns. This was an offering that comes out in September, hard to believe. But to be able to accommodate the demand of the 12-month breakdowns, I start them in October. And so October, November groups have all went out. And I have to say, as a whole, I'm just so excited for 2025. I'm really looking forward to some momentum and some change, and for all this inner work that we have been going through, and all this soul work that you have been, in the trenches with. You're going to start seeing it reflecting in the physical. And it's just so excited to be able to see that. It is very hard for us humans to be able to trust in what we cannot see. And so, especially when we are trying to do the work, we're trying to heal, and we're trying to grow, and we're trying to better ourselves, to create more peace for ourselves. But if it's not reflecting into the physical, of course, then it brings in that doubt and fear, right? Of course, then it brings in all this doubt and fear. And so it's going to be really nice to see. Now, 2025 is still a transition year. It is 2026 looks like we're going to have a wonderful, reward, prosperous year. So yay for that. But 2025, where we will be satisfied with the events that are taking place. We will be satisfied with, some of that momentum coming in. And so really excited to kind of get into that. There's also this feeling of getting back to who you are now, having the time to check in with yourself, having the time to recognize yourself. We have spent years, literal years, peeling back the layers, removing the limiting beliefs, healing the traumas, bringing, increasing our emotional intelligence. And so 2025, we're really going to be able to walk and own this more healed version of ourselves, which I think everybody is going to appreciate. It's really hard. It's just really hard trying to trust the process getting up every day, and so I'm really happy to see that light at the end of the tunnel, and the excitement again, and the motivation and the willingness to change, and almost like that curiosity. I think really since 2020, it's been very hard to get excited about life again, and almost like every time we do, something insane happens. Like the most insane things have happened because it is this uproar to the system, right? We can't change if we're complacent. And so there's been such this uproar to allow us to kind of shake us up to make these changes. So I think we're going to be, as a whole, happy for 2025. This is your weekly guidance from Monday, December 2nd through to next Sunday, December 8th. Here we go. There's the awakening card. Not surprised seeing this. You may find yourself a little bit low in energy right now. This could be feeling a little bit under the weather. This can be just exhausted from life. This can also be connected to the shorter days, darker earlier in the evenings, etc. Okay, but there really is this need. This isn't really the time to this isn't really the time for action. This is the time for stillness. This is the time for meditation. This is the time for journaling. This is the time to go into like inventory. How am I doing? How am I feeling? How's my happiness level? How's my rest level? Am I feeling depleted in any ways? Right? Just kind of really doing this check-in. Okay. There's also going to be a change connected to, there's a shift, actually, I take that back. There's a shift within relationships, and this is coming in a multiple way. They're kind of fanning this out. So this is not only romantic, this is not only family, professional, etc. There is a shift because you are owning your authentic self more. How you show up in these relationships are changing. What you are tolerating is shifting. What you are withholding or dimming down is no longer of interest for you. And so you're going to notice that some relationships reconnect with ease. Some relationships are going to fall away. There may be this sense of, especially with more of those ego players in our life, or someone maybe a little bit less conscious, less in tune with their intuitive self, this could create probability for conflict. And so there's also this feeling of you need to figure out how you feel best moving through this, right? Not wanting it to create and fester within you. There is this, like, because the spirit was just like, just let it go, right? Just let it go. Sometimes people, you can tell them that the sky is blue all day long, and they're like, no, it's not, it's purple. And that's the hill they're going to die on. And so let it be. Let it be. And so there is this kind of feeling of letting it go, not letting it ruin your peace. You have inched and worked and scraped for your peace of mind this year. We're really not giving it away with very much ease. There is a decision that needs to come in. Now, they say don't be afraid to communicate about it. See, communication is key this week, and we're in Mercury retrograde, and so we really do want to be intentional. We want to be connected to details. We want to make sure that we're communicating clearly, and that they're understanding that it is transitioning to them in the ways that we intend. And so this would be a really great time for like follow-ups, check-ins, etc. Okay, there is a decision that's on your plate that you just have to figure out how you want to move forward with it, right? If you're doing renos, what is top priority? What is priority with the budget? If you're planning a trip, if you're planning your holiday menu or event schedule or work schedule, there's this kind of sitting down, one, being simplistic, two, being realistic with expectations. This is not the time to go above and beyond and pile it on. This is the time to be very mindful and make choices with minimal effort that leaves large impact, right? And so there is this kind of feeling like, okay, instead of just saying all or nothing, as us humans love to do, we are going to be very intentional with the decisions that we make, okay? And there is this need for you to own it and step into that leadership, okay? And so don't hesitate in owning your and saying, this is what I have decided, this is what I'm sticking with, this is what I feel is best, and know that this is going to be something that, and don't be sensitive to criticism. I feel a slight pushback, but I don't even feel like it's criticism. It may just be persuasion. Hey, you should do it this way. You should add this on. You know what you should do? Your budget says otherwise. Right? There's a reason why you're taking that time, going in, connecting with soul, listening to your intuition. What your intuition guides you is the plan, right? People they get excited, they love to put their input. I'm not saying that there's malicious intent here, but I do think that you do need to kind of stick to your guns with that, okay? We love the 10 of Cups. I love this card. I love it so much. You can't see the rainbow. Hang on. There we go. Sometimes the light. I love this card. This card always represents the positive after the negative for me. Baby after miscarriage, love after loss, healing after hurt, abundance after lack, peace after struggle, etc. Right? And so this is coming in this kind of sigh of relief. And this is really kind of feeling around that Thursday guideline. You're going to kind of notice that there's a little bit of this energy lift, right? This is a really wonderful time to cleanse your space, to sage. The thing is with sage, and it's so funny because I was just saying this to my husband. I'm like, I know we need to sage the house. I can feel it. But the same energy that I recognize when I need to clear my space is also the same energy that makes me procrastinate. And so I'm taking that sage stick right there back into my house, and I'm doing it because I've been saying at least for 8 days, we got to clear the energy. We got to clear. And I've been doing some quick clearing, and I've been opening the windows and doing the half-assed thing. So we do need to do that. Hopefully it doesn't take till Thursday for me to get that energy cleaned. But you may notice yourself feeling kind of murky, feeling kind of like, ugh, I have no get up and go, right? You may be sleeping but not waking up rested. There is this feeling of like this heavy energy around us. And so by using, sage to smudge, you can do white light, you can do cleansing meditations, setting intentions, rituals, etc., to clear out that energy. Energy clearing and chakra balancing meditation for your own system. Having a bath with the Epsom salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt, all super helpful in helping you feel lighter and brighter energetically. There does seem to be a request upon you as well this week that is definitely a no. I think the person doesn't like to hear no. And so there is this feeling of be clear. Be clear. No is a full sentence. Okay. And I think that if there is any sense of softness to your response, that would be an invitation for them to cross boundaries. And so there is this feeling of I cannot, I must decline type of thing. To me, it's a non-issue. It's the persuasion and the manipulation side of things that I'm not a fan of. And so you do want to stand in your power with that. Okay. There's also coming in, especially as you move through the week, all of a sudden, I just feel like I'm just getting more and more balls that I'm trying to juggle. There is very much an extreme kind of universal lesson right now. I'm seeing it everywhere because it seems like everybody's getting sick, right? Where you need to simplify, you need to take off your plate, you need to slow down. If you don't slow down, the universe is going to slow you down, okay? And so there is this feeling of like, oh, we are in a time of simplifying. And I know, totally oxymoron to the month of December, but that is why the universe will bring it in, because that's the universal lesson, right? You have to stick with it, even when there may be persuasions or outside energies trying to influence that, right? And so sometimes the universe will push us so that we push back or that we hunker down. And so there does seem to be, if we do not take care of our energy, our physical being, our mental being, emotional being, and spiritual being, you will be so burnt out so quickly. And that really puts you in a negative mindset, because they're saying failing to recognize magical opportunities. You're very blessed. There's beautiful things around you, right? We are not our struggle seasons. We are so much more than what we are experiencing in the now. And so you can't see that because you're so overwhelmed. There is this need to step back. There's the Sun card. It's all good. It's kind of blurry. It's all good. Time of great joy and success, brilliant epiphanies that lead to magical opportunities. Plans that work out perfectly, okay? And so really loving that to come in. Again, keeping your eye on the prize. Again, recognizing when you're overwhelmed, recognizing when you're overstimulated, recognizing when you need a break, and give it to yourself. And let me, remind you that if we are having a physical break and you are laying on the couch and you are bashing yourself and you are saying, what a POS I am, laying here, not doing it, dishes in the sink, laundry not done, I should be at work, they're taking my load, I could be doing this, and this, and this, you're not resting. It cancels it out, okay? You must allow yourself to have what it is that you need. If someone that you love wasn't feeling well, if somebody that you love was overwhelmed, if somebody you love that was having a hard time or just needed a break, took a break, would you be like, you lazy POS, I can't believe you're taking care of yourself? No, you'd be so happy for them. You would say, that's exactly what you need to do. I'm so glad that you're listening to your body. So why are you not saying that to yourself? You need to take care of yourself like you would take care of your child or you would take care of your best friend. You have to speak to yourself in those ways. It's going to be very purposeful and very helpful come in the new year, because we are going to be manifesting badasses coming in 2025. Okay? And so you really want to make sure that your dialogue, internal and external, is reflecting what you do want and not what the opposite of you want. That you are loving and encouraging yourself and not beating yourself down. Okay? Can't make this shit up. Caring for others, but forgetting to take care of yourself. There you go. There you go. All right. And don't worry, there seems to be some, this is coming in multiple ways. Seeds planted connected to new love. Okay. I always interpret new love as someone new to love, babies, lovers, friends, besties, colleagues, soul sister, soul brother, etc. Okay, something new to love, puppies, kittens, a soul's a soul, right? Something new to love would be a new lifestyle, a new passion project, a new hobby, a new way of living, a new way of being, okay? And so they're saying the seeds are planted. If you're having worries that this loving experience, this loving being is not coming into your life, it is. It is. It takes time. You need to have patience. There needs to be the patience. There's the beginning. There's the wheel card. There you are getting your answer prayers. Fresh new start. End of delay. Sudden unexpected progress. A very positive change in your life. So it's there. Okay? It's there. We do need to be mindful, again, with how we're talking to ourselves. And we do need to be mindful of how we take care of ourselves, especially this month. December is very complex for many reasons. Emotionally, physically, financially, connection-wise. There's just so much that comes into the month of December, plus high demand, extracurriculars, extra socialization, navigating, maybe toxic or uncomfortable experiences. And so if we must be doing our best to take care of ourselves. We must be allowing ourselves and appreciating ourselves. We know it's a wild world out there, right? It's a wild world out there. We must be our own safe space for ourselves. And so keep that in mind as you're going through this month. I think especially when we're in that lower energy that we picked up, it's only temporary. It's about 2.5 days and we feel like it's lifting. But when we're kind of in that mindset, it could really snowball very quickly. So again, leaning into comfort, leading into compassion, making sure that listen, our brains can be assholes sometimes. Okay? It really can. It says the craziest things, the craziest things. And real simple habits, really simple mindsets, little tricks that you can do really shifts things very quickly. One, you are not that voice in your head. Your soul is witnessing that voice. That dialogue, that narration, those ugly words, the jealousy, the comparison, the feeling inferior, that's not you. That's not you. Your soul is witnessing that, okay? So those things are not you. Second, having this dialogue coming in and understanding that it's BS. Call BS on it. Be like, well, that's not true. That's not true. I know that's how you're making me feel. I know that's what I'm glad you're enjoying it, Trisha. This is personal experience. But it's true, and I know you guys relate to it because I'm no different than you. And so when this comes in, I'll be like, you're lying. And seriously, by just bringing in that awareness and being like, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting that as truth, kicks you out of that hamster wheel, kicks you out of that continuous over and over, because we love to snowball that shit, don't we? We love to snowball that, and we can get really out of gear with it, right? And it can really get us into a dark rut, in a dark spot where we cannot get out of. And so recognizing and call it out, that's not true. That's not true. That may be how I'm feeling right now. That may be how you're making me feel right now, but I know that that's not true. And even if you have, if you want to amp that up, you can have some past experiences, right? So for an example, let's say, I don't know, what's your brain saying? Maybe it's saying something like, I'm unlovable, right? Well, that's not true. And you can list, this person loves me, this person loves me, this person loves me. The lady at Tim Hortons when I get my coffee is happy to see me every morning, whatever it is, right? And you can combat that. And all of a sudden, that continuous autopilot is now done. And there's a little bit more space. There you go. See, Mary, I knew I wasn't alone. right? And so I really do encourage you this week to call it out and understand. If you want to read a book, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle is the book that taught me that I am not that voice, right? If I listened to that voice, you would not know who I was, right? I would not have ever started my journey. And so when we drop into soul, and again, one of the biggest questions, most frequent questions that I get, how do you know it's your soul? How do you know that it's your intuition? Ego is extreme. It's intense, right? Whatever side of the spectrum that you're on. Excited, confidence, go for it, inferior, less than, it's all ego. If we're identifying as something outside of ourselves, you're in ego, okay? Your soul is very matter of fact. I could have an ego reaction to something that my soul is telling me to do, like create a Facebook page and start doing live videos. And if you have not been here from the very beginning, you know how extremely challenging that was for me, okay? And so it was something but I felt like I had to do it, and I knew it was just a matter of time. I just knew that was my path, so I might as well just surrender to it. And so even though I was having a shit fit and I was all out of gear about it, my soul was saying, like, this is what is right for you. Okay? So whether this is something that you're taking on, a boundary that you have to put in place, having to say no, like that came up this week, right? Your intuition, you may go, oh my God, they're going to do this, and oh my God, it's going to be such a headache, and then it's going to be a fight. But if your soul says you must honor yourself, it has to be a no, it has to be a no, right? And you'll be so happy that you did. And it will feel very uncomfortable the first little bit, but then it becomes a new habit. And then you're able to check in with your intuition here and there, right? I can be out about my day. If I have a question, I'll like just kind of step into spirit, get my answer, step out of spirit, and I'm in like the Sobeys lineup, right? It's something that you can flex. It's something that gets stronger for you the more that you do it. But you must trust yourself. What's going to happen is your soul's going to give you guidance. You're going to listen to it, and then it's going to be less scary because your soul's never going to let you fall. Your soul's never going to let you fall on your face. Okay? It doesn't mean we can be frivolous and make all these crazy changes. We still really do need to center ourselves and check in. But I do feel like creating this habit through this month of December is going to be so helpful. And having that habit formed as you start into the new year is going to be so beneficial to be able to leave 2024 in 2024, right? And not take it forward with us. And so anytime that noise kicks up, go, that's not true. That's not true, and this is why. That's not true, and I'm going to Google it. Right? Whatever it is that you need to do is just to kind of prove to your brain, just because it says it doesn't. We think literally thousands of thoughts a day. Thousands of thoughts a day. Doesn't mean they're all true. Doesn't mean they're all accurate, right? And if we say out loud to someone that we love what we say to ourselves, they be hitting the road, Jack. All right? And so keep that in mind as you move through this week. You still got this. You got this. I wish you all the best. Again, don't forget we are now on Monday nights for your weekly guidance. And Sydney, my last event is December 13th. Tickets over at my website, angelamaclellan.com. I'll see you next Monday. Have a wonderful week, everyone.